Hey Andrew, here to go over LB360, something that we've been talking about for the last year or so, and using a lot of our law enforcement experience for me to build this. So here it is in action. LB360 is mobile friendly. From your tablet, phone, your in-car computer, your desktop computer, wherever you have internet access, you can have accessibility into this system that is SSL secure. And what this program does is centralizes a lot of operations into one simple to use system, and it makes it always available as you need it. So what that does is it lowers paperwork and it lowers the labor intensive mundane task into a simplified formula. And let's show you how. So this is a desktop version of the system, and would have the same bulletin as this demo account. You'd have the same toolbar. So to kind of go over the features in brief is you have the bulletin board that has where the chief or admin can create a bulletin with a URL, picture attachment, and once they enter in the system, it sends an email out to all officers where they can view these bulletins as they're going. So that lets it make it available where every officer's at. You can have that information. Go over just the highlights of the features. You also have a centralized calendar to track and manage, staff meetings, any event you have going on. You can have accessibility into one centralized calendar. The overtime ops and the course board work very similar to each other, and this is something we really discussed. We know filling out a piece of paper by the timesheet, or one officer is off and they missed the opportunity and they're mad. And so this really helps eliminate that. It centralizes all of your overtime tasks into one portal, so the chief, officers, and everyone can see this, and admin can manage these overtime jobs and keep track of what officers where. So if you're working on shift and you have overtime officers working at a church detail, it would be kind of nice to be able to know who's working and what to expect. Each overtime opportunity is given a unique event number for tracking purposes. You can stagger days, you can stagger times, you can stagger shifts, you can name it whatever you want, and it makes it available for an officer to get an email. They can sign up from their phone right there. It also lets the opportunity for more than one person to sign up in the event you need an alternate. One officer can only sign up for one position on each event number. However, and that prevents one officer so it makes it fair for every officer to have opportunity to sign up. But they can put in here, if they want to work an extra shift, they can put in the notes section. So if you're in charge of something and you didn't get anybody to sign up for this, John Kessler said he'll work it, so I can call him. But each event gives you the details, the uniform requirements, hourly rate, event details, and it shows you all of that information right there. The course board works just the same for any courses offered at in Forsyth or wherever, and officers can sign up. You can post those courses on there. The patrol board is a great way for you to manage shifts. So instead of having to call 15 people to see who's working a zone, this is accessible for all your officers and the chief to be able to see who's working, what zone, and what supervisor's on duty, who the on-call officer is, briefing notes and debriefing notes for each shift, and has a unique shift ID number. You can add shifts in advance so you can know manpower. It is up to you. We also have the cop board. The cop board is a way to centralize all of your general bolos, your criminal bolos, your house watches, your business watches, and you can keep track of all of those here. So as you see, we have a house watch. An officer can go in there and see the details of this house watch that might be in their zone. It gives you all the details, the point of contact, and the upload of the image upload or a URL. That's great for even bolos. If you have a video link or a picture, you can share that in here. If an officer drives by and makes patrol check, they can enter a comment in here and it dates and time stamps when the officer put the note in under this house watch. The CABS board allows you to, if there's any other agencies around you, you can share information about, let's say you have a lot of car break-ins and you have a green suspect vehicle. Well, this sends out to every officer that's using the system and all yours around to be able to maybe contact you and find out what, some information, and you can share that information. So instead of one person sending out to one detective, this disseminates it out so all street officers can see this data as they need to. We have the fleet management system that allows you to track your fleet, what officer that fleet vehicle is assigned to, where the out of service location is, and all the details of those vehicles. You also have your vehicle service tickets. So this lets you keep track of all your vehicles, what the status is on all the service tickets and your fleet. You know which ones are deadlined, spare, and assigned, and you can do it all through here. The same with your equipment. You can do the same thing as the fleet with a ticketing system. The last thing I want to show you is the operations board. The operations board allows you to centralize a lot of forms. You can make your policies and procedures available for every officer to view, and if you want to change it and update it, you just delete this one out and you can enter a new one into the system. You can centralize your documents, your city ordinances, your uniform requirements available there. You can do timesheets. You can have your support documents, support forms, whether it's a PDF or a link. You can post any training videos you need people to watch right there. And we have also the open door, which I'll tell you about later on. If you're interested, I'll go over that in more detail later. Then also we'll be offering the form library. So if I had a blank copy of what officers need to do on their monthly stats, I can make that accessible to where they can just fill it out online and submit it, and that way it becomes paperless. And they can even sign it as well. And they can sign their timesheets and expense reports as well. There's a signature spot on both of those. So we also, last thing, we had a schedule board. If you have a event like let's say a Christmas parade where you're going to go ahead and assign officers to work it, it's a required overtime, and you want to schedule it, you can do that through the schedule board and then go ahead and assign those officers to those positions, to those details, all through there, and it disseminates out and they can view that. So if you have any questions or you need me to clarify or go into more detail on a feature, just call me, text me, and let me know. Thanks, man. Bye.